What's up, everybody? My name is Jay Perry. I'm STEM lead here at KBEC, and today we're going to be focusing on catapults, using household items that you can do at home. Let's get right into it. You need popsicle sticks, rubber bands, a lid, and some glue, preferably hot glue. Alright, we're going to build a catapult. I built one to test and show you guys what it would look like. This is made with popsicle sticks and some hot glue and a rubber band. We'll get into the idea on behind the catapult and how it works a little bit later, but first, let's start the build. So let's slide that out of the way and bring in some raw material. Got a hot glue gun down here. If you don't have it, you guys can use Elmer's glue, super glue, whatever. I just happen to have a hot glue gun and it works pretty good. We're going to start by building a frame. So slide that out. And we're going to build a box. So we got 4 popsicle sticks, put a little bit of glue, and we're going to do those right there on the edge and make a square. And we got this last one to box it in with. Alright, pretty simple. Glue that on there. Don't have to be perfect. Get that all glued on there. And we're going to flip it over and brace it. These catapults have got a lot of energy. Not really, but maybe. Alright, we got a frame for a catapult. Next, we're going to build our supporting arms, which is the little triangle looking thing. We're going to edge them out. And make sure they kind of fit in there like that. That looks good. We'll do 2 more. Put that with glue. You might want to build them over top each other. That way you kind of keep them symmetrical. Alright. See, hot glue, we can work quick. Next, we're going to glue these onto the frame. A little bit of hot glue down here on the bottom. We'll slide it up into there and hold it there. Make sure that's at a 90-degree angle. You want it standing straight up. So we'll just hold that there for a second. Alright, let's do the other one. Same thing, we'll hold it. Alright, we got a frame built. Next we're going to add our top support. Going by previous experience on the other one, we're going to double this. So we're going to put a little bit of glue and sandwich 2 of those together. The one I built to test with broke after 4 or 5 shots, so we'll strengthen this one by adding 2. Next we're going to take some glue and we're just going to lay it in here right on top. And we're going to put this top brace in and hold it straight up. Making sure that's all still pretty well straight. And we're going to let that dry for a second. While we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get the catapult arm built. So we're going to take 1 glue stick, we're going to add a little bit of glue right here in the middle and make like this T shape. Alright, we're going to flip it over. That's not really centered. So let's start over. It don't have to be centered, but it looks better. Hold that down. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to add 1 more on the back side, just to strengthen it up a little bit. Let that dry for a second. And then we're going to go over here where they meet and put a little bit of glue to hold them together. Alright, we've got the main components for the catapult built. We've got a frame, and we've got the actual catapult itself. Alright, it's time to put our rubber bands on. We'll take a rubber band, take a knife, scissors, whatever you have, and we're going to cut that rubber band. Once we get both of them cut, we're going to put a little bit of glue over here on the arms, and we're going to just put those into the glue and let that dry. So we'll give that just a minute to dry, and we're going to take and slide it in. Found it pretty easy. What we'll do is we'll take a little bit of hot glue up here and kind of glue this into place where we want it. It's just temporary, but it seemed to help with getting the rubber bands positioned. So we'll glue that in right there, kind of hold it for a second. We'll break that little piece of glue off a little bit later. Alright, for the next part, we're going to route our rubber bands. We're going to take them, and they don't have to be stretched really tight, just a little bit, but we're going to wrap them around the arm and the frame. We're going to do this in an X pattern. Careful not to let it go. If you do, you got to start all back over. And now that that's done, we're going to take some hot glue over here and we're going to glue the rubber band down. Kind of move it around, work that in, and hold it right there. You got to let this dry really good, if not the rubber band will come back off. There's different ways to do this. This just seems to be the way that works easiest for what we have laying around here. Hard to see.
So you just keep going in an X pattern.
Yeah, I'm just Xing it out. And when I get about right there, we'll glue it off. And we'll hold that and let that dry. We need a pop bottle lid. Alright, we got that glued on, so we're going to go over here and we're going to break that little piece of glue loose. So now the arm moves. Almost done. We're going to grab a popsicle stick and break it about a quarter of the way up. And we're going to put that on the bottom, a little bit of glue. This will be what your finger kind of pull down with, make it a little bit easier. Now we're just going to glue that on there. Alright, final step. Hold in. So we found this lid. We're going to glue that right here on the arm. Push it on there and hold it. Gives you like a little basket. Alright, we've got a completed catapult. The only thing left to do is to test it. Alright, so we got a catapult built. Let's talk about the physics behind it. The rubber bands here we're using, they store potential energy. When we pull it back, we're taking the potential energy and let it go, that turns it into kinetic energy. And that's what is throwing these little nuts across the room. Experiment at home. Try putting more rubber bands on it. You can wrap rubber bands around the top, add more to it, and see the distance in it. The more potential energy you can store, the farther this will throw. I hope you guys learned something. Stay tuned next, and next time we're going to do an egg drop challenge.